Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Gemini reading. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Shivani, and welcome to the reading for Gemini Sun, Rising. And if you are a Venus Gemini or a Moon Gemini, you might have messages here too. When it comes to astrology, I would be talking about it from the perspective of the Gemini rising. Gemini suns will resonate also with astrology. So yeah, just putting it out there. If you want to check out how to work with me on a one-on-one basis, then you can check out the links down below. I also have an offering where I customize your birth chart or a human design report, so you can grab your guides as well. Again, link down there. And yeah, we've had the full moon in Capricorn, we've had the new moon in Cancer. For you, it's been in your second house. Yep, it's been in your second house of money. So you guys probably have had a beginning in probably a financial endeavor, in probably a new way of seeing money. I feel like probably a lot of you might have started a new job or opened a new source of income, but either ways, I feel like it's been like a new way of dealing with money and something that you've been, I think, working on for a while now. Now, Mercury is in Leo, Venus is gonna go retrograde in Leo on 22nd. I feel like for you Geminis, it's time to move out of your comfort zone. It's time to go deep with where you have been, experiencing the most traumatic spaces in your, say, when you were growing up, say with your school people, or yeah, I don't even feel college, but I feel school. But generally, just probably your neighbors, your co-workers. But I feel like all these people, we do not have friendship with, we don't have a quote-unquote relationship with, but they are a part of the system. And for you guys, this Venus in retrograde will show you how you tend to kind of get too entangled in that energy. You get too caught up in other people's drama sometimes. A Gemini cannot help but be involved in other people's drama. And I feel like you're going to realize what a hefty price you've paid for a very long time. For some of you, this could mean also looking at how you have distracted yourself from attending other people's business than yours. We have the King of Cups up coming out. Really, like the first card pops up. So you are probably feeling very strongly about somebody. If you are not, then you are probably wanting to be this King of Cups energy who speaks out and who does things romantically. When I look at your astrology, on the same day, 17 July, when we had the new moon, the lunar nodes moved into the sign of Aries and Libra. And the North Node is Aries. And for you guys, that's your 11th house, talking about Gemini rising, okay? But that just means that for the next 1.5 years, you're going to be like more focused on like I feel like the last 1.5 years have been rough. We know it, right? For you guys, you've been going through your own inner journey. You've been going through your own reflective process. We get it. And now it's time to kind of like start sharing. If you are somebody who's mostly in a space of making art, of sitting with your art for forever, or with your talents, or with your with your pleasures of life, and not really sharing about it, this time we'll ask you to go out there, be bold, make proposals, start sharing with your own community. For some of you, this may look like expanding your network. As I said, as you look back at your old network, at your old patterns, you might want to dissociate with the old ones, and you might want to start a new network, be a part of a new network or new connections. Like, but I feel like love wise, we have the king and the queen of cups together popping up. Okay, it can pertain to dating, but what I really see here, let's have, okay, so this is something you're probably manifesting right now. This is probably something that you are clear on what you want, and Venus retrograde has a tendency to make us feel super clear. I feel like you're actually reflecting back on all the situationships you've had, and you're like, I don't want this, and I want this, and I don't want this, and I don't want this, and I want this. And especially with the king and the queen cups together coming up, you are very determined to say, okay, I want something romantic, I want something where I really feel for someone, where they feel for me on an equal exchange basis, and we are really something solid together. Yep. um, and this is something that you're really manifesting and calling in right now. Let's look at the cards. Okay. You want a happily ever after. Something has shifted. You've gone through the muck, I would say, the last 1.5 years. You've gone through that, a very difficult facing the truth, facing yourself kind of energy. You've really looked at your mental health, you've really looked at your subconscious, and you're like, I see who I am. And I would probably wanna, this is also for you guys, for some of you who might be too stuck up in relationships to start looking, I don't want to say outside, but start seeing that there are other fishes in the sea. If you're not satisfied, or if you're not happy in your existing relationship, so take it as you will, okay? But again, that's coming because you guys have become very, 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 very uh, confident and very understanding and very aware about what do I want and what do I do not want in a relationship. And a lot of you at this point, you do want your happily ever after. You do want something which is more like something real, you know. And yeah, it's because you've been through this energy of like in and out, unstable, a lot of temptations, a lot of like, some of you lust may be involved, but it's just an energy which has been just very distracting, right? There have always been people, there have always been just so many people. And I feel like this North Node in Aries will come in quite rough, because that's just how, like, people are never a problem for you guys until they are. So I feel like you will be called. There is gonna be like, I mean, people are not going anywhere. If only they're only gonna be like, they're gonna be more of them. But it can start a little rough, if you know, because we are going through a shift in this area of your life. So there could be a little shake up, sort of, which can make you feel a little uncomfortable. It's also time, as I said, to come out of the cave, to like the whole period that you've had all by yourself. It's kind of like getting over, right? I feel like, okay, probably for all mutable signs, because I got this in Virgo, I got this for Pisces, and we have it for Geminis. Yes, yes, the hermit time is slowly getting over, and you know it in your bones. You can feel it. You've been very, very, very involved with yourself. You've been going through your spiritual awakening, you're through spiritual ascension journey, and now you're like, I see all the stuff that I've been through. I see all the ships that I've been through. I feel like some immutable signs just get caught up in too many ships, because I feel like you guys are so free, and yeah, you just don't want to, like, you're not like like stubborn, or not like, this is it. You're like, I have an open mind and I'm open to new possibilities. but that leaves you sometimes stuck with something that you don't want. Because, yeah, like this is the time when you're getting like very clear on what you do want, especially when it comes to love, especially when it comes to relationships. Actually, all sorts of relationships, So what kind of friendships do I want? What kind of relationships what I want? Am I happy with situationships, or I'm done with them? Because you've been through a lot of heartbreak, Gems. You've been through a lot of heartbreak, and you're like, no, actually, I don't want to break my heart anymore over unreciprocated love. I want something that's mutual. I want a mutual energy is like really big right now for you guys. I want something that's really solid. And if you're already in a relationship, and that to something that you're really serious about, you want to go deeper with, then you want this energy in your relationship even more loudly. So, how can you really communicate that you want this from your partner, that you want this in your relationships? I want to be told who I am, kind of an energy, right? But yeah, like with Three of Swords and Two of Cups coming up together, it's like, boy, there's been just so much of pain, and this has been so much of heartbreak. Like, I just don't want my heart to be broken anymore. The situationships have been breaking your heart, and you really, 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 really want something like real. Because it's like you look up into the sky and you wonder, is there anyone for me? I don't think your hope has died. I think you have stayed through it, through this whole journey of being honest with yourself and honest with people in your life. But you're just like, what's even happening? I really feel like you guys, you need to really look at the connections you have and you've had and the patterns that you have with people. The problem is not your love life, even if it's becoming so big right now. I don't think you're so bothered because you don't have love in your life or because you want a deeper romantic relationship. It's not about that. It's really about, how can my relationships improve? Because this love kind of like comes in between of your friendships and of your connections, and you want deep authentic connections, and you're just too tired at this point to have your friendships being ruined over and over and over again with this thing. You're like, yeah. A partnership where there's equal exchange, a partnership where there's balance, um, where there's more communication, where there is not the lack of it, where you can be all of you, where you don't feel less, where you don't feel like I don't belong, where you don't feel like your creative expression is too much or too less or whatever, I feel like starting of August or mid July, there would be something new which pops in. You close out a cycle and a new person, a new energy enters in. Let's have a look at astrology. Yeah. We also have the Chiron going retrograde on 23rd, all throughout the year. So if you have any wounds around your friendships and connections, which we can see through the spread, there are many, many wounds. They will be brought to the surface because, yes, it's like, so your North Node is in Aries and we have the Chiron going retrograde in Aries. What does that mean? That means that, wherever our destiny is, wherever we are being called towards, that's also the place where we have our wounds, and which is why we are not already on our destined path. We are resisting it so much because we don't want to face those wounds. So when Chiron goes retrograde in Aries, it will bring a lot more clarity. Instead of staying stuck in the wounds, it will give you the power to get over the wounds and to embrace the part of you which is like really okay with the wounds and doesn't stop themselves from embracing that 11th house Aries North Node energy of like connections. It's your superpower, Geminis. You are a people's person, and you have this electrical magnetic energy to draw the right people, the correct people in for yourself as well as for other people. Yes, if you're not able to embrace this energy in your life, there is because there's a wound. The moment you integrate the wound, the moment you integrate that shadow, boom, you can just hone into your genius, and this is what you're going to be experiencing for the next 6 months. Yeah, it can bring out a little bit of pain, a little bit of regret, a little bit of like I wish I did things differently kind of an energy. But I don't think it's like the sadness is okay because it's showing you the truth of something. Yeah, the Queen of Swords, she accepts nothing but the truth. And you're just like so done with rinsing and repeating your childhood traumas at this point. You want your relationships to be sorted, be it for love, be it for relationships, be it for friendships, I don't know, whatever it is. This whole mess needs to be cleared up. And for that, you will be called to see your roots, which can be a little triggering for you. But as long as you don't hold yourself back, as long as you keep leaning into your power, it's gonna be fine. And at the end of the day, I feel like when we align with a North Node, it will require us to leave a lot of old cycles. But when we draw the cycles, when we end and close the cycles, that's when we also align to the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah? And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So money stuff, right? We began this reading with money stuff. We had the new moon in Cancer in your second house. It's the Cancer season. It's your second house. 6 months later, in January, we'll have the new moon in Capricorn. And we'll have the full moon in Cancer in January as well. So when you work through your connections and your ships, it'll start showing up in your money. Because I do believe that Geminis are here to bridge, to link people up. Stop running away from connections, from people, from connecting. That's your genius. That's where so much of your opportunities come from. It'll start showing up in your money. Go through what you need to go through for the next 6 months. Do the changes, do the shifts, do the healing work that needs to be done. But come out of your shell. Come out of your shells, Geminis. It's been a while since you've been hiding. It's time to come out, and it's okay. You'll take it one day by one. You might feel nervous at first, but it's gonna be cool. Yeah. That's about it, my loves. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the month ahead, and even August. And yeah, be you.